Today's tutorial, I will show you how to make this unique Bubu dress featuring a statement front bow, 6 back straps, mini bows, side pockets and slits. Watch the end to see how everything comes together beautifully. So for this dress, I'm using my main fabric for the gown and a contrasting fabric for the front bow to create a beautiful color difference. The contrasting fabric right here is 1 yard and it is magenta in color. And this my main fabric is 100% cotton and it has stripes on it. This particular fabric, if you are working with it, needs an intense ironing so that it can smoothen out and straighten out, because I did all of that before I went on ahead to fold my fabric. So I went on ahead to fold my fabric from one border to the other into two like this. As you can see, this part is open and the other edge of my fabric is entirely closed. So I intend cutting the front part and the back part of my gown together. Because of this, I'll be folding this again into two. Altogether now I have 4 folds, and it is very okay for me to cut out for the front and the back part of my gown. Having done this, I'm going to start marking a straight line at the top part of my fabric. But before doing that, I'll be leaving at least 3/4 of an inch space before marking this line, and that is my shoulder line where all my measurements will be starting. Under my shoulder line, I marked my shoulder of 7 inches and I marked my sleeve length of 11.5 inches. So basically, my tape got to the very end of this fabric and I'll be using the entire length of that other part as my sleeve length. For the neck width, I added extra 1 inch to my normal neck width of 3 inches. So in total, I marked 4 inches as my neck. So whatever be your neck width, please add 1 inch to it for this particular style. Then for my neck depth, from down my shoulder, I marked 7 inches and I connected it in this V shape like this into my neck width. My tape still placed on the shoulder line. I'll be marking 9.5 inches and I'll extend this into my shoulder line upward like this, and I'll also extend this 9.5 inches line. My tape still placed on my shoulder line. I'll be getting my half length of 16 inches and extend it into a straight line. Then from my half length, I'll be marking 8 inches. So this is for my hip line, right? If you're on a taller size, you can mark 8.5 inches as your hip length. Then I'll get the length of this my gown by placing my tape on my shoulder line, and the entire length of this my gown is 57 inches. The remaining excess I have from that 57 inches below will be for my hemming or my folding allowance. Back to the top part, I'm going to be dividing my bust circumference by 4. What I have there, I'll mark it and add extra 5 inches to the figure. So now I'm going to be curving this in slightly this way towards this end of my fabric. On my waist, I will divide my waist circumference by 4 and add extra 5 inches to my body length and also connect it together with my bust measurement. On my hip, I divided my hip by 4 and added extra 5 inches as well and connected it into my waist area. Now we know that this particular Bubu dress has a slight cow effect. So because I'm not really a fan of cow effect, I just subtracted 1.5 inches from the entire length of what I have on my hip, and that is what I'm marking to the very end of this my gown. Then I'm connecting it this way. Please don't make it pointy at this edge, right? So for your pockets, you are going to be going on by 1 inch from your waistline this way, and then from your hip length you also come up by 1 inch, and then connect these 2 points together in a semicircle just like this, and you're good to go for your pocket. That is all for the drafting. I'll go on ahead now to cut this out, following the chalk marks I have right here on my fabric. So for your shoulder part, please don't tamper with the allowance there because it's going to serve as a joining allowance for the front and the back part of our dress. I'm done cutting out the front part and the back part of this Bobo dress. So I'm just going to open this up so that I can remove the inner part of this my dress so that I can focus on the neckline for the back, because remember that it has straps fixed to the back neckline. So I'm bringing back this piece of the neckline part which I cut out earlier, and I'm going to be determining the back neck depth. So here now I want my back neck depth to be on exactly this line here. So from my neck width, I'm going to be connecting this into this line which I have right here. And the next thing is to determine the spacing I want in between my straps. So from my shoulder, I'm going to be marking 1.5 inches spacing at least, and I'll mark this till I get to this my neck depth, and in total I'm having 6 lines. So basically I'll be cutting out 6 straps for this my back neckline. So the next thing I'm taking is the measurement I have from this further edge of my fabric up to my neck width. So for the first one, I have 4 inches and quarter as the space. The second one, I have 3 inches and quarter. The third one, I'll also mark what I have. So I am taking this measurement from the edge of my fabric to the exact point where I have this chalk mark for my neck width. It should not exceed it at all right?
I've been holding on so tight, 'cause all that I do was easy to use.
So now in total, you can see I have 6 lines. Basically, I'll be cutting out 6 straps for this my back neck depth. So now I'm done taking all of that. I'll go on ahead now to trim this off. So those shock marks I have right here, I went on ahead to notch them so that I do not make mistake, and I need to maintain accuracy, okay? So I'm going to be showing you all the straps I have right here, and you can see that their length varies. So for the first strap, I have 4 inches and quarter on fold. By the time you spread it out, you should be having at least 8 inches and a half. And I just added extra 1 inch for my joining. Same thing for the second strap. 3/4 of an inch. When you spread it out, you should be having 6.5 inches, which is what I have right there. And I also added extra 1 inch for my joining allowance. So that is basically what I did for all of these straps, the 6 of them. So the next I'll go ahead to do is to fold them into two like this, and I'm just going to be stitching or joining them together using just half of an inch or quarter of an inch, actually, depending on the size of your strap. So for me, I use quarter of an inch. So for all these straps, each one is 1.5 inches wide, as you can see right here. I've stitched my strap and I've all turned it out to the right side. And then for this other part where I don't have my shoulder line marked, I have to mark it. And my strap, remember that you are turning it to the right side after stitching. Then I also cut out my facing for my back neckline. Ensure that you stitch all the rough edges of your facing. That's how I've always done it. And then you're going to be facing the right side of your facing on top of your fabric on the right side of your neckline. So I'll align my straps now line by line from the longest to the shortest. Now I'll pick the first strap I have. Now from that line there, which is my shoulder line, I'll just pin this, which is my first strap, just exactly under that's my shoulder line. I'm also going to pick my second strap, and on that notch, which is already my guide, I'll be pinning this as well. So I am pinning my strap on the right side of my fabric on my neckline.
I get lost when I look in your eyes.
Once I'm done with this, I'm going to be placing that my facing like this on top, and I'm going to pin it down as well. So right now I'll be stitching down using half of an inch and stop exactly at the middle of that my neckline. So this is it for one side. I'm done stitching and this is what it looks like. Now we are going to be doing for the other side of the neckline. I'll pick up my first strap and I'm going to make sure this is on a straight line, and towards this neck part, I'm just going to curve it in this way. Just watch what I'm doing if my extension is not so clear. Just on a straight line this way, do not twist it. So when you get to the neckline, just fold it this way, as you can see I'm doing right here, and make sure it doesn't twist at all. And when you are doing this, your facing should be on top of your table or wherever you're working on. All right, so after pinning my straps to my neckline, I'm going to be turning this my dress to the wrong side, and I'm just going to get that neckline area, that is that rough part of my neckline. I'm going to be pinning it together with my facing, that rough part of my facing, which is yet to be stitched. So right now I'm just going to be pinning this together. Then I'll be joining this like this using just half of an inch from the shoulder all the way till I get to the midpoint of my neck depth. So watch what I'm doing carefully, even if you don't understand what I am saying. I'm done stitching and this is what it looks like. This is the wrong side of my fabric and all my straps are perfectly fixed. The next I'm going to be getting this my hemming gum so that I can lay flat my facing to my dress. I did this by raising up my facing, and I'm just going to be putting my hemming gum in between my dress and my facing, and I'll use my hot iron to melt down my hemming gum that is in between my facing and my dress. So do this all around and trust me, you will love the perfect and neat finishing at the end of the day. When you're done ironing for the wrong side, please flip it to the right side and also give this a very good press. So the next I want to do is to fold this my fabric into two equal halves this way. And here is already the length of my dress like I stated earlier. And I'm going to be taking the measurements now from this my back neck depth all the way till I get to the length of my gown, which is 47 inches. So this 47 inches, I'm going to be dividing it by 5, and what I have is 9.4 inches. Then on that first point is where my first bow will be. Then I mark 9.4 inches. I will get my second bow, 9.4 inches, my third bow, 9.4 inches from there again, my fourth bow, and 9.4 inches again for my fifth bow. So my bow is going to be 5 in total. That was why I divided the 47 inches by 5. So here is the two piece of fabric I have right here for my bow. So this one here is actually 7.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches long. This other one I have right here is slightly bigger than this first one. It is 9 inches wide and 6.5 inches long. So all I'll do is to fold this into two this way and stitch all around, leaving a little space where I can turn this out to the right side. So I already did this to this other part. As you can see, I stitched using half of an inch all around, and I left this little space where I'm going to be turning this out from on the right side, and then go on ahead to tuck this in perfectly and stitch it down as well. You too should also do the same thing and you will love the outcome. So I've done it, and this is what I have. I also gave this a very good press. I even folded this into two so that I can get the midpoint of all these my little bows, so that when I'm pleating, the two bows can align perfectly. So we all know that this main fabric is going to be on top of this my contrasting fabric. So what I did now is to perfectly place the two of them together, making sure that the crease line I have on the both fabrics aligns. The next thing I got was my rope. I doubled it. Now I'm going to be carefully pleating this piece I have right here at the center or at the middle this way. Then that rope that, sorry, the thread that I doubled, I'm going to be using to be tying these two um piece of fabric I have right here together. So I'm going to tie it and make sure that it's very strong and very tight.
We were sparks on quiet streets, two hearts.
As soon as I was done with that, I'll go on ahead now to cut out a little piece of fabric. Please make sure that you knot this as well and cut off the excess thread when you are satisfied with your tying. Then I'm going to be using this piece of fabric I have, which is the one for my men dress. I'll use it this way and close up that tie of thread I have. Then I will use my hand needle to stitch this together. So I'm just going to use my pin to pin this. When you're done with that, then cut off the excess fabric right here.
When the world felt small.
This is the same thing is what I'll be doing for the 5 bows I'm going to have in total for this my dress. Okay, so I'm going to keep that aside so that I can show you all how to perfectly fix your bow to your back neckline. So remember that when you're folding your back dress into two, you are going to be having this crease line when you iron. So basically, I place the first bow exactly where my neck depth stopped, and then on those chalk marks of 9.4 inches spacing I have, I'll be placing each of them. Then I will tag them all around at the 4 edges. The front dress is quite simple, and I've cut out all of these pieces, which I'll be explaining what each stands for. This one right here I have on fold is 15.5 inches wide and 14 inches long. I've ironed my wadding to one part of this. You can iron any interfacing of your choice, but I want this my bow to be very stable and very strong. So that is why I ironed my wadding, and it's a very light wadding that I iron to it, not the thick one. So all around this, I'll be joining using just half of an inch. Then I'll leave a little space of about 5 inches where I'll be turning this out to the right side from just as I did for the little bow. I have two straps here. One is long and one is short. The longer one is at 4 inches long and the shorter one is 12 inches long. They are both 5.5 inches wide, both for the long and the shorter one. So I'll go on ahead now and join it like this using half inch. And when I get here, I'll also join it just like this as I'm marking using my chalk line.
And your hands felt warm.
I've cut out my facing for my front gown, and also gone ahead to notch your neckline. It's very, very important, though it skipped my mind for the back neckline. And when you are done, flip it to the wrong side and also use your hemming gum in between like this so that it sticks properly. Now I have gone ahead now to do everything I said I was going to do for this piece here. I flipped it to the right side after sewing, and I also folded it into two so that I can get the midpoint. So it will be easy for me to hold and gather this way, so that I'll also repeat the same thing I did for the little bows I had for the back. That center will help you to know the middle so that you don't have one part of your bow smaller or bigger than the other. So I triple this thread I used to hold this down because this is a bigger bow, right? So I'll just keep that aside. So for this piece here now, I'm going to be going in by 1.5 inches to 2 inches, and I'll also mark my shoulder line right there. Then from that part, I'll be taking the measurement of my under bust plus 1 inch. My under bust is 13 inches and I marked extra 1 inch. So in total, I had 14 inches. So I want this shorter rope I have right here to be starting from the under bust. So because of this, I have to take up the longer rope, meaning that I have to cut it a little bit. So I had to now place it right there because I want everything, this rope to start from my underbust, and the two ropes are meant to align. Okay, so I'm going to be top stitching at the two sides of this longer rope, and I'm going to be stopping right there on my underbust just like this. So when I do that, I'll raise the remaining length up like this and now place the second shorter rope. So I'm just going to be stitching it like this. All right, so that when I do this, I can now bring my bow and use this longer piece to cover it this way. It's quite simple. There's nothing to be scared of. Okay, so I've done this now, and while you are placing this, please make sure that you slant it slightly. Do not leave it straight. It's supposed to be slanted. Okay, so now I'll be knotting my bow so that it will not loosen at all. So the parts where I have my wadding iron is where I'll be facing on my fabric because it's a bit busy. So I want this part where I don't have my wadding or my interface iron to be at the top part. Now I've done this and I'm placing this my bow in a kind of slanted way. Don't place it straight, it should be a bit slanted or slightly slanted this way. Then on that point right there, where I used that longer piece of my rope to cover, right there, just on that point, which is where I marked my under bust, that is where I'm going to be stitching this very well. So while doing this, it's not going to be that easy because of how bulky this our bow tie is, but you can still do it because it's something I did, right? So when you're done stitching that on that point, securing your bow tie to the rope, you're now going to be tacking the top part or the edges of this your bow to your fabric. So I'll be this part I'm pinning and the part I'll be tacking. Okay, so when I must have done that, this is what I have and this is what it looks like. This is very strong. Like, I love how my bow came out, and you can see that the two ropes I have right here are almost aligning. Now I'm going to be joining my front dress and my back dress together. This is what I had when I was on fixing sorry, tacking. You can see the tack I have right here. When I was on tacking, this is what it looks like. And right sides facing each other. On the shoulder, I'm going to be joining the front part and the back part of my dress together by pinning them together first, and I'll be joining them using that 1/2 inch which I marked earlier. When you're done joining your shoulder, go on ahead to fold your sleeve at least 1/2 inch twice, fold it together and also stitch it as well. So when I was done doing that, I also went on ahead to stitch the sides. So when you're done stitching the sleeve of your dress, so go on ahead and just follow this pattern I'm showing or illustrating using my hand right here. So you can see that I didn't stitch this to the very end because it has a slit. So I folded in that 3 inches extra for my hemming allowance, and from that 3 inches I also folded in extra 1/2 inch. So when you do this, go on ahead and stitch this down first. Stitch it down first. When you're now done with the stitching, you now get that slit you have, fold in the rough edge just as I'm showing you right here, and then you're going to be making a top stitch just from the base right there. From here like this, when you get to that slit you have, you're going to move it this way and continue with the other part. Also, don't forget to notch the armhole area of your dress. So when I was done, this is exactly what my looks look like. And I hope you found this tutorial very helpful. Share with me in the comments the most challenging part in the making of this outfit. I hope to see you all next time on the same channel. Bye.